perfect. Also, it still says Ligma versus Par at the top.
Oh, yikes.
Alright, oh shit.
Well,
Right, I think we're
yeah.
live. Let me, what we got here? SVT. And OTP. Alright,
Nice.
well, I'm as ready as it gets.
All right, we're good to do introductions and stuff.
Yeah.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to week 4 of the PMA LCS. Here, we are coming to you with OTP versus SVT Game 1. I am Rafal Gladys. I have Neil the Steel Warner, and Dylan PMA LCS admin Hortensi streaming for us today. How you doing, Neil?
Doing pretty good, pretty good. Ready for an exciting match here. A couple of teams in the middle of the pack of the PMA LCS ready to go at it.
Yeah, a lot of teams in the middle of the pack so far. A lot of teams trying to, come out with a 2-0, really trying to put themselves above the pack. As we look into the bans already, SVT coming out with an Anivia and an Aurelion Soul ban, two champions that Thwesh on OTP's captain is very, very good at. He's an Anivia main. He's picked up the Aurelion Soul recently. His champion pool is not huge, but what he is good at playing, he is very, very good at playing. So
Yeah,
he was,
just
ban
overall, yeah.
yeah.
Overall, he's a solid player. He's got good mechanics. He seems to pick up well on champions. Uh, gotta point out the Malzahar ban though. Just OTP, just standard practice here against Will the Torpedo Brooks. You gotta ban it every time.
Yeah. The Olaf ban as well. Vitalis Didysis, picked up by SVT, the first pick of the entire draft, as an 80 carry, but has been recently transitioned to jungle and had a lot of success on the Olaf. So the Olaf ban, despite Vitalis being normally an 80 carry player, is at him due to the recent role swap in SVT. So I'm curious to see if they will swap him back to 80 carry with his best jungler ban, or if they are going to keep him in that position for this series too. Yeah, so
Some picks
far,
coming out here, yeah.
yeah, Maokai and a Xerath so far. I mean, Maokai for Tank Field Juice, it's a tank, and he's playing a Maokai. So, as per usual for him. Xerath as well for the Torpedo Brooks, champion that he is comfortable with. After the Malzahar, he usually goes to Xerath. No surprises so far from this draft.
But actually an interesting pick for Wildebrooks. I've dueled with him a bit, have not seen that pick come out, and just looking at this account, I don't see any games played. So I wonder
Really?
if
Oh,
that might be flexed into a support role.
No, the Torpedo has picked it up in a few PMA LCS games here and there, so it's not a new pick for him.
Just not solo queuing it then. Okay, perfect.
yeah. Meanwhile, Flash on the Galio, a champion that he is very comfortable on. I know Galio support is very popular now, but Slaga has been one of the big stars of OTP so far, and they will want to put him on more of a playmaker of a support. The Galio is 100% going on to Flash. I mean, I could be mistaken, but I feel very confident. Assuming he's playing the Galio, because after Anivia, after Aurelion Sol, he usually defaults to the Galio or the Oriana, so likely a pick for him right now.
Yep. Nocturne ban coming out, targeting junglers. Wouldn't be shocked to see a support or a jungle ban here. Let's see what we get from SVT.
Yeah, I like the Silas pick so far. He has a pretty
Ooh.
decent choice of ultimates to steal right now.
Mm-hmm. A Pantheon ban coming out. Interesting. I guess it's a specific jungle targeting ban. Yeah, you would assume.
Yeah, against the Atrix. I mean, Theatrics is a very good, strong jungler, so not surprised that they're targeting him with some of these picks.
Mm-hmm.
Will default to. um, as the Morgana ban comes out against who's their support against allergic to milk, most likely. Um, yeah, Morgana always a strong pick
It's
in the
a good
PMA
ban.
LCS. Yeah, always
That's
always a decent ban in the PMA
definitely a
LCS.
solid ban there. Yep. So SVT up with the pick. Let's see what they come out with. Taking plenty of time. The Jin.
All right, Jin. Yeah,
Yeah, the Jin coming through.
I'm not sure what Super Kami's and Vitalis' champ pools are, so I'm not sure who will be moving. I move to um, jungle at the moment. But I guess we'll see.
This will probably be a jungle Silas here from Vitalis. Did he see yes?
Really, you think so?
Most guaranteed.
Hmm.
He's pulled it out week 2, I believe, when he first moved into the jungle.
Gotcha.
Yep. We're gonna get a Rek'Sai for Theatrics here. Comfort pick for him. But many picks are comfort picks for Theatrics. He's got a pretty wide champion pool. So
Yeah, and a champion that's recently become, meta. So just a strong pick overall. OTP so far, I mean, every champ they've picked has been is in the meta right now. SVT getting a little bit more creative with the Maokai and the Zira. Oh, and the Zillion picked up. Zillion and Galio are both champions that could be support or mid. So I'm curious to see where they're actually going to put those.
I think we'll see Flesh on the Galio. It's something that we've seen him perform on quite a bit in LCS.
Galio is also a champion that he is comfortable on. I mean, sorry, Zillion is also a champion he's comfortable.
Correct.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see as the picks come through here. But the Bard finishing out the draft there for SVT.
Always a fun pick to watch. Bard's always a fun pick. Based on these team comps, I mean, who stands out to you as the superior team at least? Coming out of the draft?
Early game, I like the poke of OTP. I think that if Theatrics can get some advantageous jungle pathing, I think the Rek'Sai over, if we are to assume that Silas is going into the jungle, which based on the way that the comp rounded out for SVT, I think we have to assume. I think the Rek'Sai gets the advantage early game, but late game, if you can get that Jhin and that Xerath into high level builds, the CC of SVT is pretty overwhelming, especially with that Maokai.
Agreed. Every champion does have a ton of CC. I am curious though how SVT plans to counter the split push from OTP. Yorick will, eventually become a pretty big split pushing threat. I'm not really sure what champion they're going to be sending up to match him, because he might be able to just whittle that Maokai down over time. And if they send too many to him, Galio can always ult over. So there's always the possibility of the Galio, popping into a fight at any moment. A Galio which looks like it's going to be played by Flesh. So yeah, the Galio with the AP will be ulting into a split pushing Yorick. So
yeah,
can quickly turn around a collapse.
Barring any last minute trades here, and yeah, I agree with you. I think in a heavy split push Yorick game, you have to send the Maokai up or down to counter the Yorick, and that really just takes a massive amount of CC out of any team fight that you look to make outside of that split push lane. So it'll be up to SVT here to really decide how they're going to counteract that type of split.
Yeah. Meanwhile, they do have the Sivir and the Zillion, who offer a lot of wave clears. So they can. I think just what OTP is looking for with this team comp is let the Yorick split push, let Galio protect him, and even if Galio has to leave the fight and they get outnumbered, they do have the wave clear of the Sivir to just hold it down in whatever lane they're trying to protect. So I think not a simple idea, just a nice 4-1 team composition for them right now. I think that it's pretty not as hard to execute as what SVT might be looking for with all these picks. But it will take a while for them to scale up. They are looking more into the late game. They want the Yorick to get more items. They want the Sivir to have big wave clear. It will take a while for that to be super useful.
So who are you looking at maybe individually for each team? Who needs to stand out strongly to pull out a win for each of their teams?
For me, like I was saying, OTP needs Yorick to be strong. If Yorick loses lane, they're really going to be struggling because he's going to offer very little. If the Maokai can easily protect against him, if anyone can easily match the split push of Yorick, the team comp's just not going to work. They'll just be 1v1 in one lane, 4v4 in the other lane. It's not going to be very strong. So they need Ganween to have a big game and really pop off and get a strong split pushing threat going as soon as possible. On the side of SVT, we all know the threat of a fed Jhin, just one-shotting people. But at the same time, OTP doesn't have the squishiest team. Even with Sivir and Zilean being pretty squishy, they do have the Zilean revive to protect people. So I do want to see this Jhin do well. I do think that OTP will be looking more on their top side. SVT will be looking more on their bottom side when it comes to getting the lanes rolling. You don't need too much to make a Maokai useful.
Exactly.
While they don't want Maokai to fall behind, it's not like Maokai needs a ton of ganks to be able to succeed on the lane phase.
Yeah, and the CC is there for SVT. They've got that in their kits, and like you said, if Ganween can pop off, not necessarily even pop off, if he can just stay level in lane, that Yorick split push is really going to push into the late game, and it is a comfort pick for him. He plays it fairly frequently, so if he can stay even with the Maokai early game, I don't think that we're going to have any trouble seeing that 4-1 split push comp come in mid to late game.
Yeah. With our nice streamer Dylan Ortenzi, what are your thoughts on this matchup?
Okay, sorry, I wasn't paying entire attention.
You're good.
Are we talking a specific champion matchup, lane matchup?
Just like team comp versus team comp from draft, like what stands out to you as
It looks like one OTP really looking to split apart the map with that Yorick and having the second TP on the Zilean, along with Rek'Sai able to solo a lane, and Galio come in from out of nowhere to assist with the Sivir ulti as well. Like, they have that strong Yorick pick that's just going to absolutely bully Maokai up in the top lane. Yorick takes a heavy advantage in that lane. So they're really trying to split up the fight while SVT wants to get a cohesive long-range engage on that team fight. They have the Bard ultimate, the Jhin ultimate, the Maokai ultimate, the Xerath ultimate. They want to start fights at long range after poking him down. So it'll be on SVT to kind of make that poke happen with the engage, and OTP to just kind of skirt around the engage and take down objectives.
Yeah. Let's point out really quickly something that we had assumed and kind of brushed over, and I think we were actually wrong. It looks like the Galio is going onto Slaga in the bot lane and Flesh on the Zilean.
Yeah,
so,
not something I expected, but definitely a strong pick for Flesh, and
not a complete surprise, no. But I
was under the assumption that he was going mid lane with the Galio. So while the Galio will no longer be full AP, they now have a full AP Zilean with massive heals.
So we're looking at even more damage. Yeah, we're looking at a lot of damage out of this mid lane Zilean here.
Yeah. Just looking at the loading screen, I think that OTP wins the skin game with 4 skins to 2 so far. So, that doesn't mean that I think they're going to win, obviously. But they do have that, the money advantage.
Well, we all know that you get extra ADAP based on team skin. So.
Oh, no, without a doubt.
Yeah.
LCS pause in 10 seconds.
Oh, yes.
Let's go. Yeah, see that you're already in the game. I am still loading.
So we're going to take the normal PMA LCS pause here. Just looking at runes. Let's see, anything outside of the norm here? Doesn't look to be. No.
All right, I am at 10 seconds. Let us know when to unpause.
Everyone there?
Yep.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so teams are walking out onto Summoner's Rift. We get some pings down.
Yeah, let's see if any of these teams try going for an invade. It looks like SVT is moving as 5, while OTP is just spreading out throughout the map. Jirachi might be getting caught here. Oh, they find Jirachi. Jirachi's to the wall. W by Jin and killed for first blood onto Bard.
With not a lot spent there by SVT, just the Bard Ignite coming out. Yeah, the BM Silas, good luck, have fun coming out after the first blood.
Yeah, Jin's starting W, but it's not.
It's worth if you're gonna get that first blood.
Yeah, Bard being able to buy boots and a fairy charm coming to lane with a little bit more movement speed and a little bit more sustain, and actually coming level 1 with a pink ward. That's going to be a real
and
nice
a second fairy charm as well coming through.
Oh, solid.
Yeah, quite the advantage there in the bot lane for SVT. We'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, that harass will not be fun to deal with. He's going to get, it's not a ton of mana regen, but it is more mana regen. He's not going to complain that it's only a little bit. It's still something.
No, a lot more poke going to be coming through here with that mana regen on the Bard. Tough time for the OTP bot lane. So we'll see how they deal with that.
Yeah. What I find interesting is the Silas picks as a general thing that I haven't personally dealt with a lot. I do think it's cool because he's able to go into any lanes to whatever ult he wants instead of having to go and steal his laner or waiting for a team fight to steal a good ult. And I mean, and there is some pretty good ults to choose from on the side of OTP. You can execute somebody with a Rek'Sai ult, you can get the Galio ult to jump on his own teammate, but in the bottom lane, Legend gets Ignite and has to flash away as Slug and the Jirachi go a little bit aggressive on them.
Yeah, I think perfect response there. You give up first blood before minions spawn. How do you react? Well, go aggressive. See if you can get something early, and they do.
Yeah, indeed. Up in the top lane, Tanklu just actually starting with the Doran's Shield and has already burned his potion. Gavin still has 2 stacks and he's corrupting, so he will have that wave pushing with a nice big wave coming to Tanklu Juice, who will be able to make up that little that Gavin will start to build for himself.
Yeah, we've got junglers mirroring each other, seemingly unknowing, as wards have not picked each other up. But it looks like the Silas is just going for that full clear early on. Yeah. The Rek'Sai picks up both Scuttles. And no, here we get an invade.
He knows where Vitalis is. Can we get anything here? I doubt it. They are going for the 1v1. Oh, Vitalis drops a Q, jumps onto Theatrix with the chain. Torpedo Brooks is coming up close. Theatrix has to flash away. Now Tanklu just is stuck inside the box by Gamween. Jumps over to Gamween. It's super, super low. Gamween not deciding to kill there.
Okay.
Oh no, Gamween, why?
Yeah, little bit of an inexperienced decision there by Gamween. It appears he had the priority. He could have stayed on it. Probably picked up the kill there. Sorry, not the first blood. First has already been happened.
I think that was a free kill there. Tanklu just getting managed by Theatrix though, now has to flash away. Yeah. Tanklu just stuck under this turret with no mana. Is gonna have to TP away. While this lane pushes up, Gaming building up a small lead, but he's gonna lead. Meanwhile in the bot lane, Super Kamiguru has to jump away, flashes away, and heals away. Legend jump slams Jirachi into the wall with his Q. Gets W'd by Super Kamiguru, but is then spell shielded. a lot of summoners burn in the bot lane. Flashes from Jirachi, and Ignite, Flash, and Heal from Super Kami Guru, and Allergic to Milk. Way more summoners burned from, you know, I don't remember the team. SVT.
But just a great spell shield there from Jirachi. They committed everything there for the kill, but a well-timed heal out of Super Kami Guru. Super Kami Guru now, note the name change, but just a well-timed heal and a well-timed spell shield out of Jirachi as well.
True. Yeah, I mean, definitely, you know, making up for the first blood that they gave. Jirachi, you know, starting to build up a nice CS lead, and doing pretty good work, burning all these summoners on Allergic to Milk and Super Kami Guru now. That's going to be pretty big, you know, having a Jhin with no flash makes it pretty immobile. Well, Jirachi will be able to recall with about 1,000 gold. Maybe pick up I don't know, what would a Sivir pick up? Pickaxe, I'm guessing?
Jungler's back with pretty much same itemization. Notice theatrics with just the extra long sword there. So not giving up too much after that failed invade where he had to flash away from Vitatus's Krugs.
Yeah, so far, not too many, you know, not too much going on in the map yet, except for that invade. But something that OTP has going for them is this big CS lead starting to build in the mid lane between Fwesh and the Torpedo. 20 CS ahead now on the Zillion. You know, Fwesh feeling pretty good. Yet the gold lead actually remains ever so slightly with SVT Projects because of that first blood gold, honestly.
Yeah, that first blood just staying over, and notice the majority of the team got in on that kill. Everyone except for Tankfield Juice with the assist gold on that kill.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, the only champion with a real gold lead right now is just the Bard over the which is not what they really wished it would be on. Garen going on stops the Maiden of the Mist, just kind of running him down. Tankfield Juice W's back onto him, knocks him away with the Q. Yeah, Maiden not doing too much damage yet. Garen just sitting here with nothing more than Sheen. Just trying to push out the lane, get some pressure on Tankfield Juice, trying to build up this lane. We got a plate, but of course Tankfield out, but no, we're gonna have to walk away.
We are going to see the Silas pick up 6 off of this camp. So.
Oh, you know what? Tankfield Juice and Garen go back onto each other. Tankfield Juice super low. Wait, flash from Garen. Tankfield Juice was almost no HP. Dies just barely.
Good kill
for Garen. Exactly who they wanted it on.
Oh, and we got some action here in the bot river as well.
Oh, I apparently missed that. Yeah, Allergic to Milk getting killed in the bot lane by Fwesh. Dang, yeah. A nice cross the map, you know, 2 cross map kills for OTP, and a Dragon will likely be going to them as there is no more pressure from SVT on map right now. Should be a free Dragon. Vitatus is just out there on his wolves. Yeah, they just have to get away, unfortunately.
I think we were both looking in top lane and didn't quite see what happened in the bot river, but yeah, Allergic to Milk going down looked like just some awkward positioning, easy collapse for OTP, and then like you said, the reward is the easy cloud break.
Here on Super Kami Guru, smites him, a little bit overforced there. That was gonna turn into anything, most likely. Yeah, with Fwesh there as well, that. They know how much pressure is on them. They're not going to just, you know, push them down. Grateful that Yanween has been cleaner, solid commentary here from Twitch chat.
Yep. Thank you, Twitch chat. We appreciate that.
Tankfield and Vitalis actually all over the top side jungle of Theatrics, but there's not too much to take.
Getting the start of that AP build out of Vitatus. We've yet to see him enter lane to utilize that ult, but we might be seeing it here in the mid lane.
Oh, yeah, there it is. There's the ult steal. I mean, yeah, I guess preparing for a potential team fight or
Yeah.
skirmish.
So
yeah, Zillion ult is going to be big. Being a 2 Zillion
he's
ult.
got some time. He'll probably hold on to that for a little while and look to use it in the next gank or potential team fight over objective.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, the Silas jungle is cool just because Silas, the idea of Silas being able to sit from every lane is cool. But like, I don't really know how well Silas can gank. I mean, it's only really the chain is that he can throw out for any sort of CC in a gank.
He's got the lash slow. You know, I don't view. Oh, we get a flash in the mid lane.
Oh yeah, you're having to flash away with Slog and Westbrook nearby.
And another flash burned in the top lane.
Yeah, meanwhile, Slaga's getting ran by Electric Milk and by Titus. This is a chain onto it by Titus, ignited by Electric Milk. Flashes into a predicted Bard ultimate, but then gets, resurrected by Fwesh. But we'll just have to fight it. There's nothing to do. Actually, also away onto Jirachi, gets out. The heroic exit out of the Galio. Wow. Did not think he was going to survive there. Meanwhile, Super Kamiguru now has to flash away as Slugga just jumps into the bot lane and runs straight onto the AD carry. A lot of pressure coming out from this Galio.
Quite an interesting turnaround. He ults to get away from an obvious kill after the Zillion ult and immediately walks up to Super Kamiguru now to get an easy flash away.
Yeah, a lot of great setup from SVT, but unfortunately, there's no more CC left to stop the Galio from just ulting away. They did try pretty hard, but it just didn't work out. On the top lane, Gammon just kind of getting bullied down by Tankfield. He has no maiden to drop into, and he is eating a lot of minion damage, but those enhanced Qs with the machine do a lot of damage. Tankfield dropping his Maokai ult, which is very slow and does not reach Gammon, while Theatrix is now bumping into Vitalis in the top lane river. Yeah, what could have been a skirmish just ends up with nothing.
Just a lot of ult and some trading right now. Both teams playing relatively safe.
Maybe with Theatrix and Vitalis going back onto each other. Vitalis burning him down, and Tanku just to pick up a kill. A nice consolation to make up for this CS deficit that he's starting to experience in the top lane. He's going to really want that so he can more easily fight against this Yorick.
Yep. Even with that kill, think about that solo kill that went on the Yorick earlier. Maokai is still down about 9k gold. Sorry, 900 gold. 9k, 900 gold. So a pretty heavy advantage here for Ganween on the Yorick.
Yeah, with 30 CS and solo kill, he's sitting pretty. Yeah, he has over 1,500 gold. He's probably gonna recall, pick up his Sheen, or just take this top turn. Honestly, he is really pressuring it. He has no maiden to drop, but he's just kind of gonna commit. Yeah, he's just going for it.
With the Maokai CC, he's gonna pick it up. That's a lot of gold onto this Yorick.
He's now 1,500 gold ahead of his lane opponent. This Yorick is huge. It's exactly what OTP wanted. A slower early game, a lot of potential fighting, but not too much fighting, letting each other scale up, and the Yorick succeeding in lane. That is it. Everything is going according to plan.
Yeah, the draft coming through for OTP. Other lanes staying fairly even and getting your win condition. The Yorick and the split push getting him ahead in the gold.
Yeah, as teams are starting to now posture for this dragon, TP up on Gaming, but not on Tankfield Juice, and up on both mid laners. I'm wondering if SVT wants to just give away another dragon. But Tauda's looking around, doesn't have an ult stolen yet. The Astrix around that corner, they do not know that he's there. Super Kamiguru now just surround the corner there at the bot lane. And he might be trying to run him down. Fwesh speeding himself up. Drops 2 Qs on Allergic Milk, flashes over the Q, ults himself, and 3 opponents that have so little health. He was going to die to Jirachi. Nothing else he can do there. Yeah, and the turret, which is now at half health, will likely be taken and turned into a air turret for the side of OTP.
That's going to be their second one. They're going to be a bunch of speedy boys out here on this map, which
yeah, with the Sivir ult too.
With the Sivir and the Zillion, they don't even really need it to be speedy boys at certain points, but that's just going to play even more into their champion kits.
Yeah, this burrowed Galio will be all burrowed Dark's gonna be all over the place. Still in the top lane, Ganwing getting ganked by Vitatus. This steals the ult. Almost kills him. Ganwing having to flash away, but Vitatus flashes after, so flash for a flash so far. But the Dragon's taken, trying to make up for the Dragon being lost, but are unable to get the kill on Fury. Yeah, I mean, everything going according to plan. Like I said, you know, a slow, meticulous game, but everything going pretty well for OTP so far. Just slowly building up these leads. And the thing is, like you were saying, like they wanted everyone to just kind of like be going even, but I mean, there's straight up just a nice, healthy CS lead for Flesh, a nice CS lead for Jirachi. They've all been doing pretty well, and a flash rate for Torpedo.
Soon enough, the itemization is going to come out for these quote-unquote carries on OTP, and you're going to experience high damage from those champs, as well as the split push.
Nice Q off. Galio jumping right in a big ult from Allergic to Milk, gets everybody gives a double stun as they're slowly burning down Ganwing getting ulted on by the Galio. Ganwing is able to get away, ulted by the Yorick. Now Galio was stuck in the middle there, gets killed by Tanko just gets killed by Jirachi, and Allergic Milk almost gets killed but is able to run away. As Vitautus is also killed. A 2-for-2 so far.
A pretty wild fight here in the mid lane, but yeah, like you said, 2-for-2. Ults and sums coming out from both sides.
Yeah, honestly, the push will likely continue because the two kills that SVT got are the two most expendable members of OTP. They're going to continue this push. Yeah, 2-for-2, but the turret still goes their way.
Yeah. And like you said, that's just the champs that got left up. You've got your pushers here. SVT, not much that they can do to defend against that, and it looks like that's going to set up for an easy rift.
Yeah, true. Allergic Milk's around the corner, but I don't know if he's going to take anything.
He's got no ult, no sums. I think other than just realizing that OTP is on the rift, there's not much that's going to be obtained from this.
Oh, they're actually going to step away from it. They see they're outnumbered. And ult coming out of Maokai, but it's not going to reach anybody. God, that ult so slowly.
Oof. Well, they might turn this around and take rift for themselves, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, potentially. I miss old Maokai ult. I mean,
it was so much better, wasn't it?
It was super strong, but the new ult is so lame.
Old Maokai
I think you have to have just a well-tuned sense of when to drop the new Maokai ult. And there are so many champs that have escapes that can get right away from it, but a well-timed Maokai ult can really turn a fight.
Yeah, the rift might be started again. Ganwing looking to take these wards, but they do have vision on it.
Yeah, they're going to prioritize it here with only about a minute and a half left before.
Saga going right in and a huge ultimate Allergic Milk on the three members, but Saga staying alive. Vitautus being burned down. It's ulted by Theatrics, who just is able to run away. An ult in the back line from Super Kami now, but they're going to catch him. Almost gets stunned by Flesh. Wow, takes a lot of damage, but Theatrics actually getting chased down and getting killed by SVT.
But he attracts so much attention down there that OTP is able to just get 3 members up in the top lane. They're going to get a free tier 2 turret out of it.
Wow, yeah, this split push pressure, they're just slowly starting to crack from it. I mean, they're almost even in kills, but it's 4 turrets to 0, a 5k gold lead in 19 minutes, just because of these turrets and the CS that's been built up. From OTP. I mean, honestly, just a pretty good performance from everybody right now. They're actually getting caught a little bit more than he probably wants to, but I mean, with a split push comp like this, you know, if you die for a turret, you know, you can't really complain.
I think it's definitely justified, especially pre 20 minutes. If you're gonna give up one death for a tier 2, you're opening up the map so much. I mean, we're talking even before Baron has spawned, a tier 2 in top lane is down. That's a valuable thing to have on the map.
Yeah, exactly. Like if this was like 40 minutes and they just lost their jungler, that would be a disaster. But I mean,
It's such short death timers, you know,
it means nothing.
Yeah. So some vision clearing here. We're starting to get that itemization out of the map. Sees both going Infinity Edge first item, both with completed boots.
The threat that Slogger provides is honestly crazy. I mean, he's just been walking up, holding W, and people are just flashing away. As I say,
And there we go.
Away.
Yep. Well, it's, you know, they've got the damage. They've got a little bit of CC there.
Yeah, double
If he taunts you, you're dead. Especially with how squishy everyone other than Tankfield Juice on SVT is looking right now.
Yeah, OTP now with all that pressure on those flashes burned, are going to be taking this dragon. Gammy in the top lane, fighting Tankfield Juice, who is super low. The Maiden might just be killing him soon. So that's a flash to burn. Probably won't use it, never mind uses it, but gets this solo kill again.
Yep.
And the dragon, a Mountain Drake and 2 Clouds. Very nice for a split pusher here. He's still pushing. I think it's time to leave Gammy. He really wants this turret.
He's committed to his maiden. He doesn't want to abandon.
Yeah,
rightfully
he's all
so.
4 shots from the Jhin.
And
will
is
finally
still
probably get
somewhat
taken down
healthy
here. There we go. A nice healthy shutdown for Super coming through now. Well, Baron was apparently started during that one before.
A slightly premature Baron call there. Even with the mountain, they're taking a lot of damage there from that Baron. So
yeah, I do think that at this point, Ganween needs to realize that it's time the top blows up. He needs to start pushing the bottom lane while his team looks for set up vision for Baron.
yeah, we'll see how strong the OTP shot calling is as soon as he spawns. Like you said, you would expect to see him walk directly to bot lane.
Yeah. He's at the respawn. We'll see where he's going. He is running to the top lane. I mean, I guess whatever works best for them. But he does have TP. I would recommend pushing that bot turret, but if it works for him, it works for him. Oh, a huge stun from Flesh. They knock him into the torpedo, who's immediately destroyed by Flesh. Wow. Yeah.
Just committing too much there to some vision. Yeah, just trying to clear vision out, just playing the Baron dance, and just stepping a little bit too far forward without the support of your team there.
Exactly. The torpedo just needs to stay a little bit farther back. It's so dangerous for a Xerath, especially one without flash, to be so far up like that. Needs to be just a little bit more careful with his positioning there.
Yeah, the Yorick pushing mid here. I think. Again, I think the play would be to hit that bot side, draw attention to you, and then you've got an easy call on the Baron, especially with a Mountain Drake under your belt. But
yeah, looks like they're finally putting him down there.
Yeah, a little bit overdue, but you know, the play is to do that, I think. So we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, curtain call coming out, Super coming through now, trying to just poke down Jirachi, get them off the Baron, I guess. I don't know how necessary that was. Yeah, the team's just kind of dancing around by Baron as Gamween begins to come up to the turret with a wave. Jirachi being forced to actually getting ulted by Varus. Slugga getting incredibly low, gets ulted by Flesh. As wait, another small Flesh ult gets used onto Theatrix, or onto someone. As a kill will eventually come out against Theatrix and Flesh, while
great snipe by Will the Brooks.
Yeah, Jirachi running down Vitatus.
Will the Torpedo Brooks.
Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Ganween taking himself a good old inhibitor turret. Sorry, seeing 2 zillion ults just completely blew my mind, and I forgot who was who.
This is the real test of play-by-play. Is
I
if
was
you can
not
tell
ready for that.
which team is ult to take
Yeah.
with the Silas on SVT.
Yeah, the first time I played against the Silas, I remember yelling at my teammate, "Watch out for my ult! Watch out for my ult!" And my friend just said, "What do you mean by that?" And like, we got ulted by a Silas. Yeah, it's a very bizarre situation. It's also like it's just hard to account for. Like, you don't normally like, like with if you see a Zillion, you tell your teammates, "Watch out! Zillion has his ult. He will revive somebody." Like, it's harder to keep that in mind for a Silas because yeah, when you see Silas, you don't know what ult he's gonna have. I mean, you see it on him, but it's harder to kind of make that visual association of see Silas, that's a Zillion ult,
So even though I think you gotta throw that fight in SVT's favor there, and obviously so because they're fighting 5v4. You look at Ganween is able to do in the bot lane, and not only does it wash that fight.
Glacier Rush coming out with an ult, but a root from Super Kamiguru doesn't actually go anywhere. Sorry, continue. It looked like a thing was going to happen.
It turns everything back in OTP's favor now with that open inhib bot. And they're willing to do that. They understand the comp.
Ooh,
flash away from Will.
Torpedo has not had a flash up more than a minute for a while now. But Theatric super caught out here. Getting killed by Vitalis. His flash has to run away, getting super low as well. But the push continues from Ganween. They can't even use that kill to get anything because they need to stop this Yorick.
At some point, they have to make a decision to give something up to get something. So whether or not they give the inhib to take Baron, if they're going to get these picks near the Baron, they're going to have to make a decisive call. And it's going to make or break the game.
Ooh, a W onto a Schmill who barely gets out of the way of Scalio.
Alright, I want to stop you guys here for a second. Did Sivir just spell shield the Silas ult and prevent him from stealing on the ult?
Did not see it.
I think you might be
happened.
right. I think you can actually spell shield the Silas ult.
Carry on.
Because I did see Silas ult Sivir, and then I looked at Silas and he did not have a Sivir icon by him, and I was like, oh, maybe not. So I think you're right.
Does he hold the cooldown? Because he's not on cooldown right now.
I mean, the ult's on, I'm pretty sure.
It happened a while ago. So his ult
Okay.
Yeah, it's a 30-second cooldown now. Yeah, I do think that he spell shielded.
At second level, yeah.
Yeah. 3
35
cloud
seconds.
drakes. This Rek'Sai can be one side of the map to the other very, very quickly.
I mean,
especially when
this
you
is
burrow.
this is a Dylan Hortense wet dream. 3 cloud drakes.
3 cloud drakes instantly.
So we'll see if it is. I mean, combined with the already mounting pressure, I don't see it going the other way. But it is only a 4K gold lead.
Yeah,
for
what
OTP.
was that? What was an 5K lead at 20? It's now a 4K lead at 28. So the game slowing down for OTP. There is the intangibles like the dragons and the inhibitor bot, obviously. So the goal lead is really bigger than it seems. But Super Kamiguru is starting off with an ult onto Jirachi. It's Jirachi very low, but 2 bombs from Flash to blow up allergic to milk. Jumping right in a huge ult onto the ground, an ult out of Vitalis onto his AD carry, but 2 bombs again from Flash blows the Super Kamiguru. Vitalis stuck in the middle there is just not strong enough to stop anything. A double kill for the support. Theatric's out there in the back against Tankfield Juice, trying to run him down. Tankfield Juice is not very tanky right now. Ooh, jumping over the wall, trying to kill him. Oh, Theatrix.
Oh, the well-timed
stopwatch. Yeah, will this just be the win? They have 20 seconds here, and Ganween is coming with 2 super minions.
we've got
Yeah, this will be game.
allergic to milk is up, but I think that's just gonna be game.
Yeah, most likely. Yeah, Ganween. Yeah, Ganween's pressure is just far too much. Yeah. Yeah, like we were saying, not the biggest goal lead, but the pressure, the stuff you can't see on the scoreboard is what really helps them win.
And I have to question the opening engage. I don't quite understand the engage by starting with the Jin ult out of SVT. I think there are better ways to engage if you're going to. There's also better times to pick and engage, but you're sacrificing so much there by opening with the Jin ult engage, and you you bait your frontliners essentially is what you did into that complete wipe at the end of the game there.
Yeah, what I think should have been used more of as a pick comp from SVT ends up being, all these spells being used in these wide open areas against a team with 3 Cloud Drakes. I mean, those Jin bolts are not going to be effective in that open area. They had to just be trying their best to control the vision and get some picks, but like I said, the pressure just overwhelming.
Yeah, and I guess you can chalk it up to winning in pick ban. It's the OTP. They knew what they wanted to do at the onset. They got the draft that they wanted. It appears, and it played out exactly right into their hands. So I think if you're SVT, you look towards game 2 and you just try to avoid playing into a bad team pick ban team comp there.
Yeah. I mean, after the game, who would you give the MVP to?
I mean, you got to look at the Gan Wiener, I guess. Thank you, Twitch chat, for throwing it down there. I see a couple of Gan Wieners, but I mean, besides just the straight utility of how useful the champ was in the game, early solo kill was huge. I think you pivot off of that, and you get a huge lead early, and it just kind of snowballed from there. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I was very impressed by Fwesh and by Slugga, both by Flesh's accuracy with the bombs. Slugga's just burning the flashes every time he held his W. But
yeah,
today it's got to be Ganween.
Look at the damage chart there.
Yeah, of course. As we all know, the damage chart, it is what matters most. No, kidding. Yeah, a big performance from the Yorick. Getting multiple solo kills, getting that inhibitor bot.
Oh, but he only purchased 3 control wards, so we all know. Yeah, that's a big oof. So if you're voting based on control wards purchase, you know what to do.
Yeah, the one with the most control wards is actually Allergic to Milk, who I guess is the real MVP here. No, but Ganween is our MVP this game, in my humble opinion.
And I mean, other than that,
reflects that as well.
We all know Jirachi can't get it because ADCs don't win MVP. So so your options are limited here. So
yeah, all right. I mean, I'll close the vote now because it's 6-1 to 1, 6-1 to 2. But nonetheless, Ganween with a big advantage, hitting them with the Ganweener. Ganween is our MVP for game 1, and we will be right back for game 2.